Miss Qin, about that time I poisoned Nanny Yu for you.
In your next life, remember, the secrets of the palace must rot in the coffin. Don't blame me. It's either you die or me. I must survive and return to the modern era. All who block my return must die.
Use the heart's blood of one with a crescent-shaped birthmark to break the curse.
Let go!
Remember, find the one with a crescent birthmark. Make him love you. Use his heart blood on the bracelet. Then you can return.
You're crazy. The one with the crescent mark, the chosen one. Where exactly is it?
These eyes.
Zhao Feiqi. We're even.
No. The woman in the dream who jumped, it's her.
How could someone be here at night?
Just a palace maid. How could it be her? I must be crazy.
Your Majesty, let's go back.
Don't.
Can't sleep at night and had to come to the Imperial Garden. Such a late night. If anything happens to His Majesty, I would be guilty beyond redemption.
Since dreaming of her, I can suddenly hear others' thoughts. But she looks so similar. Pull her up, see which palace she's from.
Empress Dowager. The eunuch who killed Nanny Yu has been dealt with.
After all, Nanny Yu is His Majesty's wet nurse. His Majesty values that old servant highly. Just a eunuch died, I'm afraid His Majesty won't let it go. Go invite the Emperor. This can't let him continue investigating.
Yes. Pity, ruthless, but lacking in strategy. Forced by the Emperor to be confined to the Shukang Palace, but she's still provoking. Now she knows fear.
Guards, these servants failed to serve Nanny Yu properly. Send them all to the Ministry of Justice. Execute them.
Your Majesty, spare us! The Empress Dowager ordered Xiao Dezi to do it. It's not our fault.
It's the Empress Dowager?
Yes.
I honored you as Empress Dowager, yet you harmed my foster mother. A bunch of accomplice servants. Behead them all.
Your Majesty, spare us.
Your Majesty, the head maid of Shukang Palace, Qin Jianjian, requests an audience.
Couldn't help but jump out now.
I greet your Majesty.
Indeed, too similar to that woman. What is it?
Regarding Nanny Yu's matter, the Empress Dowager found the culprit and wishes to invite you to Shukang Palace.
I just dealt with those incompetent servants. Then the Empress Dowager quickly found the culprit. She's afraid I don't know the schemes she's plotting behind.
The Empress Dowager's little tricks. How could they fool His Majesty? Now the Empress Dowager's most limited power in the harem will probably have to be given up.
She's clever-minded. Prepare the carriage to Shukang Palace. How has the Empress Dowager been recently?
The Empress Dowager is the same as usual. Devoted to Buddhism. Not sure if she truly worships Buddha or pretends to be merciful to reduce her guilt.
What about you? The maid by the Empress Dowager's side. Do you also believe in Buddha?
Your Majesty, I believe. My fate is in my hands, not heaven's. I, Qin Jianjian, only believe in myself.
My fate is in my hands, not heaven's. Interesting. Placed you before the Empress Dowager is a waste of talent. Greetings, Your Imperial Majesty.
Regarding Nanny Yu's matter, I have found out it was the eunuch by her side. While stealing, he was caught by Nanny Yu and thus killed by the eunuch. That eunuch, I have already had someone deal with him.
Your Imperial Majesty in such a hurry killed that eunuch, without checking if there was a mastermind behind.
Son, you overthink. That eunuch was just impulsive. After all, it's still my harem poorly disciplined. I am willing to hand over the seal.
Her Majesty's move is bold. Once the seal is surrendered, interfering in harem affairs becomes difficult. True, if the Emperor investigates further, her position as Empress Dowager may not be safe.
Indeed, Your Imperial Majesty is old and should have retired. The harem affairs should be left to me. Using harem power as an exchange to make me stop investigating. Trying to cover it up is not so easy.
You're right, my son. It is my fault. After all, I am your birth mother. How can you be so cold and heartless?
I also want to ask Your Imperial Majesty for a person. I find this maid very clever and smart and want to transfer her to serve me.
Me? Is His Majesty trying to dismantle the Empress Dowager's power? Or is it me who caught his attention?
Indeed clever, but can there really be someone with such a similar figure? Or she is...
I forbid it. I am used to being served by Qinjianjian. Your Majesty should find someone else. Qinjianjian knows too much about me. If she is taken by the Emperor, she might say something.
I only want her. Or are you regretting it, Your Imperial Majesty? Then I will investigate to the end and make the mastermind pay with her life for Granny Yu.
Your Majesty, He must know that I ordered it. Fine, this maid I will give to Your Majesty.
Then I will not disturb your cultivation. What, don't want to serve me?
To serve Your Majesty. Is my fortune? Of course not. The Empress Dowager is foolish and easy to control. Your Majesty's thoughts are not something I can easily guess. If I anger him and die, how can I find someone? How can I go back?
Find someone? Who? Back to the palace.
This is someone personally requested by His Majesty. Normally, she should be placed to serve in front of him. But she was previously the Empress Dowager's confidant. How should I arrange this?
She is a capable person. Let her be a first-class managing palace maid.
Yes?
Thank you, Your Majesty. A first-class managing palace maid serving in front of him. This is already the peak for a palace maid. What on earth does His Majesty see in me?
Come serve.
Since I'm here, I'll make the best of it. The urgent matter is to find someone quickly and leave this world. However, His Majesty is really handsome. If the person I'm looking for is also this handsome, that would be great.
This world.
Zhao Feishi, I don't belong here. Now, I can finally escape from you and return to my own world.
No! Could it be that she is really related to the woman in my dream? Come closer.
What's going on? The Emperor has 3,000 beauties in his harem, and he probably doesn't fancy me.
She looks delicate and pretty. And likable. Not showing at all the boldness and recklessness inside. Could it be that you are her?
My gosh, when has His Majesty ever acted so frivolously before? Could it be he fancies Qinjian Jian?
Jian.
It can bring me here. Why can't you send me back? Where is it?
Jian. I love you so much. Stay by my side, isn't it good?
No. Human life is worthless here. Everywhere is full of schemes. The days I stay here every day, I'm afraid I'll die here. I want to go back.
You can't go back, Jian. Don't leave me, okay? Stay by my side, please. Jian.
I'm here.
Could it be that in the dream, the woman is her?
Wow. His Majesty's figure is excellent. If only I could touch it, that would be great.
You don't want your eyes?
I saw nothing, Your Majesty. With such a good figure, isn't it for people to see? Taking a look, but he doesn't lose anything. So stingy.
Help me change.
Yes. Feels great. If you don't let me see, I'll touch it a few more times.
All right. I'm going to court. Later, go to the Empress Dowager's place, pack your things. Then, move to the side chamber of the Hall of Mental Cultivation.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Zhangfu. Investigate Qinjian and whether there's a bracelet around her. With a style similar to the former Empress's Tongsun Liuli bracelet.
Got it. Jian.
Mr. Shen, what are you doing here?
Jian. I heard that the Emperor and the Empress Dowager are at odds, and you were transferred to serve in front of the Emperor. I'm very worried about you. Oh.
I'm just an insignificant little palace maid. The Emperor won't harm me seriously.
I'm sorry, I just worry too much about you.
This shape should be a crescent moon. Is this a birthmark?
This. Should be, right?
Found it. Mr. Shen, you're the person I've been looking for.
Jian. You're looking for me? For what reason?
Mr. Shen, between you and me, there's a fate to fulfill.
I still have to go on duty, so I'll leave first.
From this perspective, Shen Hefeng isn't indifferent to me. It seems making him fall in love with me isn't difficult. However, I still need to get the bracelet first to verify it. Where's my bracelet? Who did it?
I don't know what you are talking about. Still acting like the Empress Dowager's favorite? Putting on airs?
Jujier. You took it, didn't you? Hand it over.
Qinjian, how dare you talk to me like that? The Empress Dowager has ordered, now I am the first-class palace maid of Shukang Palace. Take your junk and get out quickly.
First-class palace maid. Such a big show of authority. Jujier, I really envy you. At such a young age, you've become a first-class palace maid. When I was your age...
Qinjian, I should thank you. Thanks to you for making room for me. But I also warn you, although the Emperor has taken over the court, the Empress Dowager's influence is profound and unshakable. Now that you've offended her, in the future be careful with your life. Jian, you...
What? When I was like you, young, I don't know how many fools like you I've killed. Hand over the bracelet.
Your Majesty, Miss Qin indeed suddenly appeared in the palace 9 years ago. The Ministry of Revenue also found no information. But the maid in the side chamber of Shoukang Palace said she saw that bracelet. Around Miss Kin.
It's indeed her. Go to Shokong Palace.
Hand over the bracelet. Believe it or not, I'll kill you today. And in this palace, it's just another soul gone. They all hope to replace you.
I believe. I'll return the bracelet to you. Now go pack Miss Kin's luggage.
I'm going to serve the Emperor, not to die. If you behave. Otherwise, I won't mind having another life on my hands. It's broken. How could it break? If it's broken, how can I return? I'll kill you?
The Emperor is here. How dare you?
The bracelet actually ended up shattered. Does that mean heaven wants you to stay by my side? This time, I have enough patience to take it slow. What happened?
Your Majesty, it's Qin Jianjian slandering me, saying I stole her bracelet and tried to kill me. I just borrowed it to admire. By accident, I lost my grip.
Taking without asking is theft. That's not borrowing. Besides, if you were scared, why throw it so far? You did it on purpose, right?
You, as the Empress Dowager's personal maid, act recklessly. 50 slaps as a warning.
Unfair. Why does Qin Jianjian not get punished while I get 50 slaps?
The Emperor's decision is not to be questioned. Guards, carry out the punishment.
I don't know if it can be fixed. I won't let you off.
Miss Kin, this bracelet is shattered to pieces. It's hard to repair. But I think this bracelet resembles the previous Empress's Tongsun Liuli bracelet. It's in the storage, not awarded to anyone.
Eunuch Zhongfu. You mean the Emperor has this bracelet too? Yes, this bracelet is from 1,000 years later. So that means the bracelet from 1,000 years ago is still here.
But Miss Kin, don't be too sad. Although the bracelet is valuable only for royalty, but Miss Kin, if you win the Emperor's favor, you might get a reward.
Thank you for the advice. Then I'll go to duty.
Okay.
Anyway, the person is found. The priority now is to find a way to get the bracelet from the Emperor. Your Majesty, my things are all back.
Come grind ink for me.
Being Emperor is not easy. But compared to the previous Emperor constantly advised by ministers, being an autocratic ruler is much easier. Dismiss when he says, ministers dare not say anything. Abolish the Prime Minister, keep the 6 ministries, and centralize power in the Emperor's hands. It truly maximizes autocratic monarchy. But this method only suits His Majesty. If it were a foolish Emperor, it would be game over in no time.
Those ministers can't guess my thoughts. She can actually connect with me heart to heart.
Your Majesty, are you having a headache? I know some massage techniques. Can't miss the chance to gain favor.
Good skill. It seems you've practiced hard.
Your Majesty, the Empress Dowager often chants sutras till midnight and gets headaches. So I indeed practiced. The Empress Dowager chants the mantra for the dead. In the middle of the night, she isn't even scared. She's done too many bad deeds and wants to make up for it.
Reciting scriptures? I think she's chanting the mantra for the dead.
Good grief, as expected of mother and son, he guessed so accurately.
Qin raise your head. I order you to look up. This humble appearance does not suit her. This looks more pleasing. In the future, when you meet my eyes, you don't need to lower your head.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Since ancient times, Imperial power cannot be challenged. The Emperor's face cannot be looked directly at. This reward for a palace maid is too generous. But this is good. The more His Majesty values me, the quicker I can get the bracelet from His Majesty and leave the palace with Mr. Shen.
You want the bracelet? Impossible. But who is this Mr. Shen? You may leave.
Yes.
Zhongfu.
I am here.
Go investigate Qin surroundings if there is a man surnamed Shen, and what her relationship with him is.
Your Majesty, around Miss Qin, there is only one named Shen Heifeng, a third-rank Imperial guard. Shen Heifeng likes Miss Qin, and recently, Miss Qin seems to also have some interest in Shen Heifeng.
Truly, the gentleman has affection, and the lady has intent. This won't do. In Qin Jianjian's dreams, she is my woman. Outside of dreams, she shouldn't think about having any involvement with other men.
Your Majesty, if you like Qin Jianjian, why not take Qin Jianjian into the harem? Shen Heifeng would never dare compete with you.
Qin Jianjian is my woman. Naturally, I must cherish her somewhat. I cannot let her bear the reputation of being vain and treacherous. I remember in the Ministry of Justice, several assassins were caught. Put Qin Jianjian under interrogation. Assign Shen Heifeng to duty. Additionally, investigate what Qin Jianjian has done for the Empress Dowager.
Yes.
Shen Heifeng likes Qin Jianjian for her innocence and kindness. Once he witnesses Qin Jianjian's ruthlessness, he will probably avoid her.
Your Majesty, all the investigations are in here.
Zhongfu. Read it to her.
I have a bad premonition. I'm afraid I'm done for.
Qin Jianjian covered up for the Empress Dowager, drowning someone in the Night Garden Pond, killing the eunuch who murdered Nanny Yu. Qin Jianjian dealt with several spies in Renshu Palace with ruthless methods.
I'm guilty of heinous crimes. Why suddenly settle accounts with me? Confess honestly, I might still gain His Majesty's approval. I cannot let His Majesty lose trust in me.
So you admit it?
Yes. All these matters were done by me. Considering how honest I am, spare my life. I can make up for my mistakes.
Perhaps if you plead pitifully, I might spare your life.
Isn't it just acting pitiful? As long as I can live, I'll do anything. Your Majesty. I want to live, Your Majesty. Please spare me. I'll do whatever you say. He's not going to break my neck on the spot, is he? Surely not. His Majesty's behavior is really too ambiguous. Never mind. The urgent matter is to save my own life first.
You are quite obedient. Zhongfu, take her over.
Yes, Your Majesty. This is the assassin who attempted to kill His Majesty. To prevent the prisoner from passing information to the guards in Ministry of Justice all wear masks. Please, Miss Qin, find the mastermind as soon as possible.
Jianjian, why is she here? Did she come on His Majesty's order to interrogate the prisoner? The Ministry of Justice is eerie and terrifying. She has always been timid. Why would His Majesty let her interrogate the prisoner? Is she really Jianjian?
Speak. Who sent you to assassinate the Emperor?
Don't waste your effort. I won't tell. You'd better. Just kill me.
Killing you is easy. However, if you don't speak, I'll make you beg for death in vain. You. Hold him down for me. Don't let him struggle too much, affecting the torture.
Yes.
What is this?
Don't worry, this is excellent tonic. No matter how cruel the torture, it can keep your wretched life so you can fully enjoy it. This looks a bit like Shen Hafeng's birthmark. If you can't hold him, I'll chop off your hands.
Miss Keen, forgive me, it was my negligence.
Do you know how to completely skin a person? First, make a small hole in your head, then pour mercury into it. Thus, the skin under gravity will peel off perfectly.
You lunatic! Just kill me, why be so cruel?
How could I kill you? I'll skin you, then chop off your limbs. Cut off your nose, ears, and mouth, put you in a medicine jar as decoration.
I'll talk. It's Prince Jing. He sent me to assassinate the Emperor.
You should have spoken sooner and avoided this torture. Write down the confession for me. Thanks for your cooperation.
Since Jianjian didn't recognize me, let's pretend she didn't see.
In half a day, it was all investigated. Xin Dianjiane, you're truly capable. So it's my own brother, exiled outside the past for so many years. He couldn't hold back.
Why isn't His Majesty speaking? We agreed earlier that he'd spare me. He won't break his promise, will he?
Let bygones be bygones. From now on, remember, you are my person and have no ties with the Empress Dowager.
Thank you for your grace, Your Majesty. I will serve Your Majesty with loyalty, even unto death. My life is finally saved. Your Majesty has acknowledged me. In the future, when the Empress Dowager targets me, I'll have protection.
Be more obedient. Listen to me more and please me. As for the Empress Dowager, she can't harm you.
I will be very obedient. Is His Majesty interested in me? Then if I ask for a reward, it should be easier.
If you serve me well, any reward you want can be yours.
Then I thank Your Majesty for your grace. Then I'll have His Majesty reward me with a bracelet. After a year, when I leave with Mr. Shen, I can go back.
You can't go back. In this lifetime, you can only be mine. Keep your chastity for me and only enjoy intimacy with me in bed. Enough. Go change your blood-stained clothes.
His Majesty dotes on Qin Jianjian so much. It seems she will eventually enter the harem. Your Majesty, how should we arrange Miss Qin's daily needs in the future?
Treat her as your master.
The Hall of Mental Cultivation has only one master, His Majesty. Even the future Empress is not allowed. His Majesty is placing Qin Jianjian on equal footing with himself. Qin Jianjian is soaring to the most luxurious perch in the world.
Mr. Shen? Speak. Who sent you to assassinate the Emperor? Mr. Shen, what's wrong?
Nothing. I just heard that some eunuchs in the harem and palace maids are the most scheming and malicious. You're so innocent and kind, so I worry about you.
Who's been gossiping in front of Shen Hafeng? These past few days, I've received some cruel orders. I can't bear it either, but I'm just a lowly maid and can't resist. Mr. Shen, you'll understand me. right?
It's fine. What you have done is good enough. As long as you are safe, others' lives and deaths don't matter to you.
It seems more angular than that torture device. Seems I overthought it. Is it true? Then, after I leave the palace, when I come of age, you'll marry me.
Really? Is it true? With her help in the future, I'll surely thrive in the palace. Jian, I'll treat you well. I'll buy you a big house and invite some respected dignitaries and important figures to witness our wedding.
Wonderful. I must not let Shen Hefeng lose interest in me.
A girl who's good at manipulating others. This guard is completely under her control.
Your Majesty, shall we go up and separate them?
I remember Shen Hefeng's cousin beat the son of Duke Angguo's manor and was thrown into prison. Let's make a bigger fuss. I want to see if this heartless girl will actually get involved in this mess.
Yes.
Is this spot so sensitive? So embarrassing?
Like this flower, you are very delicate.
How did I become associated with delicacy?
It's good to be delicate. It's also good to have a bad temper. This way, you won't be too depressed because you can't return. At least there's an outlet for venting.
Your Majesty is joking. I serve others. How can I be delicate? What does His Majesty mean? Testing if I have the desire to enter the harem, or thinking I've overstepped and lost the duty of a servant?
You think too much.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this prayer beads never leaves your side. How can I accept them?
This can suppress malice. Wear it. What kind of person you are, I know very well. Two-faced. And vicious. So, Jian, in front of me, you can have lighter thoughts.
This is crescent-shaped. This means His Majesty is sincere about me? Almost forgot. This is still outside. If someone sees how intimate we are, there might be more trouble.
Your Majesty, it's time to review memorials.
Okay, you stay here and fish for a while.
Yes.
Your Majesty, everything is arranged. Shen Hefeng is now on duty in the Imperial Garden.
I pay respects to Your Majesty.
Hefeng, please save your cousin. Your cousin somehow went to drink at a brothel and beat the son of Duke Angguo. He was arrested and thrown into jail.
How can I save him, Aunt? That's the son of Duke Angguo. I'm just a third-rank guard.
He can be saved. Qin Jian, has she agreed to marry you? She's now in front of His Majesty, so favoured. You go find her. Have her plead with His Majesty. Then it'll be resolved.
But we aren't married yet. Aunt?
I beg you, he's my only child, considering that I alone raised you out of affection, save him. She said she must marry you. We're all family. This is also her way to save her brother.
Auntie, get up, get up! Fine, I'll go find Jian.
Mr. Shen, what are you doing here? I was just about to look for you. This is really a birthmark or some burn scar?
Jian cares so much about this birthmark. She mustn't know. It's not a birthmark. If she finds out, she won't agree to save him. Yes, this is a birthmark.
Am I overthinking? Mr. Shen, what brings you here?
Jian, my reckless cousin has offended the heir of Duke Anguo. He's been sentenced to death. Can you plead with the Emperor?
Mr. Shen, I'm just a lowly maid. Why would the Emperor listen to me? That annoying Lei Zan is better off dead. He always relies on having a cousin who's an Imperial guard to cause trouble. He should have died long ago.
You can, Jian. You're so valued by the Emperor now. If you plead, he'll surely agree. And Jian, after we marry, he'll be your cousin too. Family shouldn't abandon each other.
Fine, I'll try my best. But I'm insignificant. It may not work.
I trust you, Jian. You can do it.
Then I'll casually mention it. After all, who knows if I really tried?
Empress Dowager. I saw it myself. In the Imperial garden, Qin Yatu was sitting in His Majesty's lap, and recently, rumors say Qin Yatu is exceptionally favored by the Emperor, even more than Zhongfu.
So Qin Yatu has betrayed me. I hate traitors most. You know what to do, right?
Your Majesty, I understand.
Nanny He, what are you doing here?
Qin Yatu, you're quite cunning. Just days after leaving Shukang Palace, you've turned against us to become His Majesty's confidant. Empress Dowager can't swallow this insult. She sends me to end you.
Nanny He, I have a way to get your grandson transferred from the Hanlin Academy. This old woman knows martial arts. I must find a way to delay her.
Even the Empress Dowager can't do it. You have a way.
Please look at this. His Majesty gave this to me. To move your grandson from a lowly 9th rank post to a high court official is just a word from me.
Isn't this the sandalwood beads from His Majesty's hand? He refused even the Empress Dowager, yet he gave it to you.
Trust me this once. If I fail, you can kill me then. That's fine.
Fine. As long as you can do it, with the Empress Dowager, I'll plead for you.
However, Nanny He, I have a favor to ask of you.
What did you say?
It's like this. The Empress Dowager, she... You. I said, could you please die first? Then I can rest easy. After all, I'm timid. If I don't kill you, I can't sleep at night. I must beg you for one last kindness. The Empress Dowager won't give up. I must hurry to get the bracelet. Your Majesty.
You have a faint smell of blood. Who did you kill?
Nanny He, this feeling that nothing can stay hidden is terrible.
It's just Nanny. Killing her is fine. I'll handle the aftermath. The Empress Dowager won't make waves. You need to get used to it.
I will get used to it. Who needs to get used to kissing? But this kiss was worth it. Your Majesty, this means you'll cover for me.
If the Empress Dowager troubles you, I'll back you up.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This is the safety of having backup.
From now on, remember to kiss here.
Again? By the way, that red thing.
Focus. These past few days, I've dreamed of you. In the dream, I imprison you in the palace, but you'd rather die than stay. Only by holding you can I feel at peace. I'm going to court. No one disturb her.
How could I get kissed unconscious? That red seems curved. Did I find the wrong person?
Miss Keen is awake. Your Majesty will soon return. Let me help you change.
Mm-hmm.
This is from His Majesty, a phoenix tail hairpin for you.
This is for the Empress only. The phoenix tail hairpin. Your Majesty, do you intend to make me your concubine? That would be bad.
Jian Jian.
Your Majesty.
Does it look good?
Your Majesty, this phoenix tail hairpin is exquisite and grand, very beautiful, but it's not something I should have. This palace is not where I wish to remain.
Since you like it, then wear it. It truly suits your grace.
But Your Majesty, I'm afraid.
Afraid of what?
I fear the hairpin's hidden meaning. Afraid you're just acting on impulse. Then I'll be trapped here forever.
It's not impulsive. I like you, so I'm willing to give you many exceptions.
Your Majesty, this affection has no foundation.
I know you don't want to stay. After 1 year, when you're of age, I'll release you. I don't want to spend too much time on romance, so 1 year is sufficient.
Sounds nice, but it's just temporary. But 1 year is enough for you to tire of me.
Rest assured, the Hall of Mental Cultivation is secure. Our affairs won't leak at all.
Then I'm not afraid anymore. Actually, this might be a good thing. The more you care, the more likely I am to get the bracelet.
Since you're not scared, I'm at ease. After you have breakfast, come find me at the hall.
I can't wear this when I go. I'll return it to you.
Zhongfu, do you think this hairpin doesn't suit her?
Your Majesty, it's perfect.
Yes, it matches perfectly. Why doesn't she like it?
I think Miss Qin is modest and discreet. I recall when Your Majesty was crowned, the Imperial Household Department made for the future Empress a set of velvet flower and kingfisher feather headdress. I believe that's more fitting for Miss Qin.
This old eunuch is shrewd. Go give it to her.
Yes. It seems my address was correct. Qin Jian is the future Empress.
Another impeachment. The Induke's household constantly stirs up trouble, providing the censors with ammunition.
Your Majesty, don't be angry. Young Master Anne's behavior is indeed rather absurd.
I have heard about it recently. I heard that young Master An got into a fight with the brother of a palace guard while drinking. He even had that man thrown into the death row. Since it's been mentioned, let's give it a try.
So, Junjin, what do you think should be done?
Although young Master An is useless, the An Duke has contributed greatly. Punishing him too harshly might upset them. How about releasing that death row inmate, giving some compensation, and just confining young Master An for a few days? That should suffice.
Why are you so concerned about that death row inmate? You clearly hate trouble, yet you still pleaded for him. Could it be that she really likes Shen Hefeng? Then who knows after Shen Hefeng changes his heart if she'll still like him so much?
I was just saying it casually. Your Majesty, please don't take it to heart. I've done my best. If I can't save him, it's not my fault.
Fine, then let's do as Jian says. Release that death row inmate, give him 1,000 taels as compensation, and promote that guard 2 ranks. Jian, are you satisfied with this?
It's your Majesty's kindness.
In exchange, 3 days later, it will be the rest month. I hope you'll accompany me to the Qinhe Garden to escape the heat.
But such events are usually for concubines, aren't they? In the past, when your Majesty traveled, you never brought palace maids. Bringing me might not be appropriate, right?
There's nothing inappropriate about it. I just want to take you out to play. Don't you want to see the outside world?
Indeed, it's been 9 years since I crossed over, and I've never left the palace. Yes.
All right, then go pack your luggage first.
Okay.
Your Majesty, since Zhu Jia fell into the water, she's been clinging to Shen Hefeng. This servant sees that Shen Hefeng hasn't strictly rejected her.
Fortunately, I made preparations on both ends. Zhongfu. For this trip, bring Shen, Hefeng, and Zhu Jia along. Yes, my lord.
Jian, you're amazing. Not only did your Majesty order my cousin released, but also gave compensation and even promoted me.
I just tried my best and was very lucky. I didn't expect it to actually succeed.
Jian, thank you. I will definitely treat you well.
All right, Mr. Shen, I still have duty, so I'll leave first.
I've been a third-rank guard for 5 years. With just one word from her, she made your Majesty promote me 2 ranks. Even if I'm not the person she's looking for, I must absolutely not lose this support.
Mr. Shen.
Zhujar, you're following me? You accidentally fell into the water and I just happened to pass by and save you. I don't need you to repay the saving grace.
Mr. Shen, you and Qin Jianjian are in that kind of relationship?
So what if we are?
No, Mr. Shen. She's ruthless. She almost killed me before. Moreover, you're not the man she's looking for, are you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I once overheard Qin Jianjian looking for a man with a crescent-shaped birthmark. Man. But when you saved me, I saw it clearly. This is not a birthmark, but a burn. I served in the Imperial hospital. I couldn't have mistaken it. You.
What do you want?
Mr. Shen, I like you. I want you to take me out of the palace, marry me as your wife, and Qin Jianjian as your concubine.
This? How can this be?
Mr. Shen, you don't want Qin Jianjian to know the truth, right? Otherwise, given her temper, she won't let you off.
Fine.
Qin Jianjian, you wait to be trampled under my feet.
Shen Hefeng knows Zhu Jia.
Can't wait so soon?
Your Majesty, what do you mean?
We left too early today. I care for you. Let you come to the carriage. Don't worry, no one saw. Sleep for a while.
Trash. Even a palace maid can't handle, was even killed in return. Go and investigate for me, find evidence. Then I'll see how we can protect her.
Reporting to Empress Dowager. There's no trace. It was cleaned up well.
A bunch of trash. I from Qinhe Garden before returning must find evidence. Otherwise, None of you will fare well.
Empress Dowager, Your Majesty, has not agreed to let you go to Qinhe Garden.
I am the Empress Dowager. He brought that woman Qin Jianjian, but not me. Want to keep me in Shukang Palace trapped forever.
Empress Dowager, forgive me.
Go and arrange it. Since he brought that woman out, don't let them come back again.
Hide me well. I've hidden it.
Don't make a sound.
This prayer beads seem like I've seen on Jianjian's hand.
You dare look at my woman?
I dare not.
This place is really different from the palace completely.
If you like it, come every year from now on.
How can there be a future? By this time next year, I will surely have returned.
Go wash up first. Visit properly tomorrow. How can there be no future? We still have a lifetime.
By the way, when Your Majesty washes up, I will surely see clearly. Your Majesty, let me serve you washing up.
What does she want to see?
Your Majesty.
Like this, isn't it clearer to see?
I don't believe I can't see today.
Qin Jianjian, you seduced me first.
Your Majesty is the son of heaven, the true dragon. If I can gain Your Majesty's favor, it's Jianjian's blessing.
Your Majesty, should we grant contraceptive soup?
No need. If she wants it herself, just grant a bowl of nourishing medicinal soup. Don't let it slip.
Yes.
Between us, will there be a child?
Your Majesty last night was really inhuman. Xiaohu, go get a bowl of contraceptive soup. With Your Majesty, it's better to just have fun. Getting pregnant would be bad.
Master Qin, why drink that harmful stuff?
What? Isn't it allowed?
If you can conceive a royal child, at worst, you'll be a concubine. Then my status will also rise.
How long have you served me?
Over a month.
After all, I haven't scolded you, making you think I am easy to talk to.
I am guilty. Beg Master Qin to punish me.
This servant, how did he annoy you? If really unsatisfactory, just kill him.
I want a bowl of contraceptive soup. But Xiaohu advised me to conceive Your Majesty's royal child, saying I would get a concubine position. Is that a consort's rank? It's clearly a tomb.
Whether to have a child is up to you. Moreover, you are not a servant, so never again call yourself one. You are the master of the Hall of Mental Cultivation. A consort's rank means nothing. Zhongfu, fetch a bowl of contraceptive soup.
Yes?
Your Majesty sure knows how to talk. A secret bedmate can be affectionately described as a special treasure of the heart. But last night, I was distracted by beauty and forgot my duties.
Did I get up too fast? It's all because yesterday I went too far.
I wanted to go out for a stroll. It's all your Majesty's fault for not restraining yourself.
Then stay in Kinhi Garden, and I'll keep you company.
After all, evil may be 1 foot tall, but virtue is 10 feet tall. Whether to have children or stay in the palace is not something Mistress Chin can decide on her own.
I have urgent matters to attend to. Drink the porridge later, stroll around the garden, and when I'm done, I'll come to keep you company.
Okay. Get up and accompany me for a stroll. If there's a next time, watch your life.
Thank you, Mistress Kin.
This place is quite suitable for sightseeing. You get up and give it to me.
Who is this person daring to provoke Mistress Chin?
I solely am your Majesty's woman. How dare you be rude to me?
Xiaoli, daughter of a merchant from Songmu County, she was exceptionally beautiful since childhood. 3 years ago, she was noticed by the Empress Dowager and sent to Qinhe Garden, but due to timidity, she dared not see your Majesty. This year, the Empress Dowager gave you an ultimatum. If you fail to seduce him again, she will marry you off to Wanhui as a concubine.
How do you know?
Because I once served Empress Dowager Li.
So you're the one by the Empress Dowager's side who betrayed her master. A servant is always a servant. No matter how well dressed, you can't hide your lowly appearance. You, go and get her clothes for me. Strip them off.
How dare you?
Your Majesty.
In front of Mistress Chin, your mouth is still foul, so you deserve a good lesson.
Your Majesty.
Your appearance, I see, is more pleasing than this garden.
Like to see it? Then let Zhongfu use more force.
Yes.
Your Majesty. Ah!
Aren't you heartbroken, Your Majesty? After all, Xiaoli is exceptionally beautiful and stunningly gorgeous. This is the one I personally ordered my subordinates to find back then.
She has only an empty shell, but is utterly foolish. Back then, I thought the Empress Dowager wouldn't be foolish enough to think that I would like such a woman. Thinking she might be useful, I spared her life. I wanted to see what she intends to do. Unexpectedly, I overestimated you.
The Empress Dowager believes that someone like Your Majesty, deep and unpredictable, would like simple women. Empress Dowager is old, yet believes in love and tries to find true love for Your Majesty.
But she's mistaken. How could I like simple-minded women? I like villains like Jian Jian, who match me well.
It's the Empress Dowager's fault for picking the wrong person. An emperor's words should be taken lightly, not seriously.
Yes, someday I'll make you know that I truly love you. I'll carry you back. Sleep now. How about Shen Hefeng? What's the situation?
Your Majesty, Shen Hefeng has been with Zhu Jia lately. They're very close.
What to do, Jian Jian? Since he's changed his heart, let's forget him, okay?
Master Qin, you're awake. Your Majesty is in the study, handling state affairs. He wants you to have dinner first.
No need. I'll go for a walk. You don't need to accompany me.
Yes.
Just now with Shen Hefeng to reconnect. Mr. Shen. On this journey, we haven't had time to meet. Did you miss me?
Yes. Ah, yes.
Ah, Mr. Shen, your pouch is quite nice. Is it newly made by Aunt?
Ah, yes. Aunt saw my old pouch was torn, so before we left, made me a new one.
Does Aunt's design embroider mandarin ducks?
Ah. Jian, if you like it, I'll later ask Aunt to make one for you. Coincidentally, Aunt wants you to arrange a position in the palace for Cousin, so that he won't idle around.
Last time was an accident. I'm not that capable.
Jian, now you have influence with your majesty. That's good. Take this chance to help me and Cousin. When you leave the palace, our family can live well. Besides, Jian, you've searched for me so long, now surely you won't refuse to help this bit.
How does Shen Hafeng know I'm looking for someone? Naturally, if Mr. Shen is the one I'm looking for, I'll naturally help.
Of course. Jian, how could I lie to you?
That's good. I'll go back and talk to your majesty.
Mr. Shen. Does Qin Jianjian believe it?
But I'm worried if she knows something.
No, Mr. Shen. This mark ordinary people can't tell. It's a burn scar.
Unexpectedly, Qin Jianjian cares so much about this mark. Thanks to you for telling me this.
Mr. Shen, now Qin Jianjian is devoted to you. You must keep a firm hold on her. Then get all the money from her. When the time comes, after leaving the palace and marrying, even if she finds out she picked the wrong person, she can't resist.
Good. I'll listen to you.
Mr. Shen, I've helped you so much. You promised me to make Qin Jianjian a concubine. Don't go back on your word. And her jewelry and clothes must all be given to me.
Of course. The one I love most is only you. She's so vicious, I dare not approach her. If not for the fact that she is still useful to me, I would have broken up with her long ago.
This is the aunt who embroidered the mandarin duck pouch for you.
Jian, why haven't you left?
Yes. Otherwise, how could I have discovered that you've been lying to me?
Jian, I didn't mean to deceive you on purpose. It's just because I love you too much and I'm afraid that after you know the truth, you won't be with me.
Love? It's a pity you're not the one I've been seeking. The love I desire is useless. It turns out it wasn't. Wasting my time for nothing.
Aunt Qin.
You forgot that I already spared you once when you broke my bracelet. Last time. But thanks to you, I discovered the truth. Don't you want my jewelry? Take it.
Thank you, Aunt.
Well, the reward is given, now it's time for punishment. To think I've been fooled by this idiot for so long, where on earth is that person?
Why does Jianjin look so gloomy?
I read a storybook where there was a girl who searched for a long time for her destined one, only to find out in the end that the man had planned it all along to deceive her. He got off too easy by dying.
Why does Jian care about the scheming man in the storybook? It's better to cherish the one before you.
Does your majesty have a birthmark?
Yes. There's a birthmark behind the ear. Back when I ascended the throne, some officials said that I have an unusual mark and am unfit to be emperor. They recommended Prince Jing, that good-for-nothing.
Then, your majesty, can you show me? It turns out to be your majesty.
What did you say?
I said, your majesty is right. I should cherish the person in front of me. When I return to the palace, I'll ask your majesty for the bracelet back. I wonder how sincere your majesty is towards me now.
Mistress Jin, assassins have come outside. Your majesty ordered me to take you out.
Idiot. At a time like this, how could his majesty let people run around?
Jianjin. Come here.
So, she and His Majesty have that kind of relationship. I must escape and tell this news to the Empress Dowager and Prince Jing. Qin Jianjin is His Majesty's weakness.
Jianjiang. They are the ones who want to kill you.
Oh. With His Majesty protecting me, how could I get hurt? So much effort. Coming all this way to kill a mere palace maid, isn't it really aimed at His Majesty?
They are all the Empress Dowager's death soldiers. They have already developed the intent to kill Jianjian. Then, let's hand them over to Jianjian to handle.
Then cut off their hands and feet together. Then find a nicer box, put them in and send it. To the Empress Dowager. Let her enjoy the view. The Empress Dowager, time and again. Do you think I'm really easy to bully?
Fine, then let's do as you say. Is Jianjian going to seek revenge on the Empress Dowager?
How? It seems the Empress Dowager is finished.
After returning to the palace called Zhongfu, I will give you a team of Imperial guards for your use. Just leave the Empress Dowager's life intact.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty understands me best. The Empress Dowager must pay the price. Otherwise, today's annoying drama will still be staged from time to time.
Xingjianjian, are you here to seek revenge on me?
I dare not accept Your Majesty's title of Chin Girl. If it weren't for those useless assassins, I would have already lost my life.
But dare you kill me? Even if I'm down and out, I am the Emperor's birth mother. The Empress Dowager of Chenqi, not to be trifled with.
Can't kill you? No problem. But the people you placed in the palace have all been killed by me.
What did you say? I never expected that. The one who opposes me to the end is you. I never thought before that a palace maid like you.
Clearly, it's you who's been after my life. How come now you're blaming me? That's unreasonable.
Xingjianjian, what are you doing? I am the Empress Dowager.
Empress Dowager. I know you've always been kind-hearted and devout. Surely you wouldn't actively covet my life. It must be this evil servant who misled you. Zhongfu,
Here.
have someone replace all the servants in Shukang Palace. Replace them with honest and dutiful people.
Master Qin's move is brilliant. From now on, there will be no one left to use. The Empress Dowager can only stay in this Shukang Palace with no more ability to cause trouble.
Prince Jing is about to return. Qin Jianjian, I will never let you go.
Has your anger subsided?
There wasn't much anger to begin with. But it's truly a permanent solution. The Empress Dowager can no longer bother me. Your Majesty is so good to me, but I am destined to leave.
Then I will take revenge.
It's only been a few days of peace. Your Majesty, relying on your youth, this is not good. Your Majesty, I heard that the former Empress had a matching heart's glass bracelet, very beautiful. Can you let me take a look?
No problem. I'll have Afu find it for you. It's getting dark.
Then we should have dinner.
You're quite clever. After so long, haven't you gotten used to it? It seems we need to try a few more times.
Your Majesty, what are you saying? If you could understand me, I wouldn't be so nervous.
It's my fault. But I don't plan to change.
I really believed Your Majesty's nonsense. It made me miss dinner.
Master Qin, this is the matching heart's glass bracelet.
Strange, the bracelet is right here, but why do I still feel a sense of reluctance? Forget it, I won't think about it. I'll be able to go back soon. This is the matching heart's glass bracelet? Isn't it supposed to be red?
Oh no, this white jade bracelet is the former princess's relic. It must be some careless servant who put it in the wrong box.
Is that so?
That's not impossible. After all, former relics are old, and the founding was chaotic. It's possible they were misplaced.
Then can it still be found?
Don't worry. As long as it's in the palace, Afu will find it. It's just that the time might be longer.
It's fine if it takes longer. I can wait. I feel somewhat relieved because I've fallen for Your Majesty. So, I'm reluctant to leave?
Jianjun, in this life, have you finally fallen in love with me?
Yes, Lady Qin, I'll go look for it. This bracelet, I'm afraid in this lifetime it won't be found. After all, Your Majesty has already put it away.
Prince Jing returns to the palace tonight. So I have to go see him. Don't wait for me for dinner.
The Empress Dowager just lost power, and Prince Jing returns. There must be something behind it.
Don't worry, he won't make any waves. Perfectly. We can catch him all at once.
Mother, how did you become like this?
It's all because of Qin Jianjian. My son, Qin Jianjian, must die. Only when Qin Jianjian dies will Zhao Feiqi surely lose his composure. At that time, you can definitely act.
But Mother, that Qin Jianjian is watched by Zhao Feiqi very closely. That's why I didn't get to say a few words to her. Then Zhongfu returned, and we simply had no chance to act.
I have a plan. There's someone you can find. Qin Jianjian will definitely not suspect. You now leave the palace to find her.
Your Majesty, why suddenly think of taking me out shopping?
Seeing you bored in the palace, I brought you out for a stroll.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Is this considered a date?
Tanghulu.
Your Majesty, look, this Tanghulu, doesn't it look like strung little lanterns?
If you like it, buy it.
Your Majesty, this tongue hulu is really sweet. Try it.
It is indeed sweet.
Sweet.
The sweetness is here.
Your Majesty really knows how to tease.
Jin, I really wish you could always smile so happily.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Today, taking me out, I'm very happy. I think I like Your Majesty. If there weren't so many schemes here, could I also try to stay and be with Your Majesty?
Jian, every day from now on, I will make you this happy. Jian, fortunately, I waited for your love.
Is it Jian?
Shiyan?
Do you recognize me?
When I first entered the palace, the teaching auntie who guided me. At that time, I was naive, and she saved me several times. But later, she asked the superiors for permission to leave the palace. It said she married her childhood sweetheart. How could she end up like this?
Release her?
No problem. She's just an old prostitute. 1 gold ingot is enough.
Qin Jian actually is with Your Majesty. This is a good opportunity. Jian, considering our past years of affection, please help me. My husband was eyed by a noble lady, and the two of them sold me into a brothel for 5 years. If they find out that I escaped, they will surely capture me again and take me back.
Then I'll help you kill them.
No need, just make them pay the due price.
Then, that noble lady send to the music bureau. That man, castrate him and throw him into the prison. As for the madam, chop off her limbs and throw her out to beg.
Then it's better to kill him.
So let them die.
Then can I follow you? I have no money. I'd rather return to the palace.
The brothel is only 3 streets away. How come it fell right here to me? But after all, she saved me. Keep her by my side and see what she really wants. Whatever you want.
Then go ahead with me here. Hearing this inner voice, it does seem innocent. But I'm afraid it's not such a coincidence.
Since that's the case, come back to the palace with me.
Master Qin, I made some pastries by hand. Please taste them.
Shiyuan, come here. So that's your plan? Using someone else's hand to kill me. You've rubbed poison on your body meant to take my life.
How could this be? I didn't poison anyone.
Quick, inform the Emperor. Summon the royal physician.
Any signs of discomfort? Feeling unwell?
I'm fine. Just a bit dizzy and chest tightness.
I should have killed her long ago.
Your Majesty, I'm truly innocent. The fragrance on me was bought randomly on the street.
Your Majesty, this is the long-lost Heihua poison powder. It takes half a year to take effect. This Heihua poison powder requires a medium to activate. And the antidote is precisely the heart blood of that medium. Master Qin discovered it early. There's no serious harm for now.
Then cut out a bowl of heart blood as precaution.
Cut out my heart blood? Can I even survive that?
Don't fear. The Imperial physicians will save your life. Afterward, you may leave the palace.
Yes. But I really am completely innocent.
If we follow the trail of the incense ingredients, we might catch the true mastermind. Where did you buy that incense? Where was it purchased?
The incense was bought at the second shop on Zhang Street, an incense store.
Go investigate.
Yes. Your Majesty, that incense shop belongs to her madam's son, established by him. When I arrived, he had already taken his own life. However, I found a suicide note. He wrote he sought revenge for his mother. So he went to the brothel, approached the madam, and staged this entire plot. To deliver Shiyuan into Master Qin's hands.
If Jing Wang isn't behind this, I refuse to believe it. No way. The Empress Dowager has been confined. She had no chance to contact the outside world.
That's true. Issue an order. Confine Prince Jing for 3 months. As for he madam's son, he's already dead. Does she have other relatives? Bring them all in for questioning.
Yes.
Your Majesty, why not just execute Prince Jing?
The late Emperor left Prince Jing a secret army, hidden within various military camps. We can't possibly root them all out at once. Unless Prince Jing gathers them all together. I want to eradicate them completely.
Then, Your Majesty, what about my glass bracelet? First the Dowager beats me. Now Prince Jing targets me. Everyone wants me dead. Who knows who'll come next? Clearly this place isn't fit for me.
Haven't found it yet. Still need some time.
It's just a bracelet. Why search so long?
Miss Janjian must be bored. Tomorrow the abbot of Guosi Temple will arrive. They say this monk has reached the realm of a living Buddha, knows the past and foresees the future. Shall we go see? We need to find a way to divert her attention away from the glass bracelet before it's too late.
Knows the past and sees the future? I must go see.
These days, I often dream. Too many regrets in those dreams. I can't accept her leaving. Yet I must remain cautious. So I came specially to visit the abbot to ask if there's any way to keep her here, only by stabilizing her soul.
This is a karmic bond from a past life, a soul from another world. Only soul anchoring can make her stay.
I heard the abbot knows the ancient and modern, foresees the future. Do you believe in alternate realms?
This old monk does. I recall in our dynasty's history, there once appeared a person from another realm. The royal archives should have records.
So people from other realms truly exist? Could it be a predecessor once came before?
I once read an ancient text. When I was still young, I vaguely remember the last stranger from another realm was never seen again. Perhaps it was fabricated by earlier generations, and remains uncertain.
Where is the record you mentioned, Your Majesty? I'd like to hear it. Sounds more intriguing than a novel. Could I take a look? Never seen again. Did he go back?
Fine. Let Zhengfu take you to see it.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Be sure to find it.
Your Majesty, tonight burn this incense. Then carefully collect the ashes. And have Lady Qin carry it on her person for a month. After 1 month, her soul should stabilize.
With this, even if Jianjian gets the bracelet, she won't be able to return.
Forget it. Don't bother searching. It seems destined that it cannot be found.
Oh, what a forgetful old servant I am. 8 years ago, there was a fire here. And many records were lost. How could missing documents possibly be found? This is exactly how Your Majesty colluded with the abbot to fabricate lies and shift Lady Qin's suspicions.
Chief Eunuch Zhengfu, don't try to fool me.
Oh dear, Lady Qin, how dare I, your humble servant? It's just that so much time has passed, I forgot momentarily.
Then let's go. We've wasted quite some time. Could it be that Your Majesty did this on purpose?
Manager Qin, is this plan acceptable?
Qin Jianjian, you don't belong here.
How could I not belong in the modern world?
Jianjian, it's all right. You just had a nightmare. In the dream, everything was false. Thank goodness you woke up. You can never leave again.
Your Majesty, how did you return so late?
The abbot has passed away. I just finished handling matters with the National Temple.
What a coincidence. First, the bracelet was misplaced, then the records were lost 8 years ago. In such a vast palace, finding something is this difficult? Is it truly gone? Or are you making sure I can't find it?
Are you doubting me? Then we'll make it 1 month. By then, I will find everything you desire and deliver it to you.
Could it be I wrongly accused you? Very well, we'll wait another month. Good. I believe in Your Majesty.
This is calming medicine. Remember to keep it close to your body.
For the remaining month, just get along with him well. After all, after 1 month, you'll never see each other again. So boring. I really want my phone. I miss playing on the computer.
Today at Anyiguo Manor, there's a flower viewing banquet. If you're bored, Jianjian, you should go take a look.
First we flew kites, then went shopping. Now a flower viewing party. Your Majesty keeps finding ways to cheer me up. You're the best to me.
I care for you. I want to treat you well. Go enjoy yourself.
I heard this Qin Jianjian used to serve Lady Li, the former Empress Dowager, and now she's caught the Emperor's favor and even makes others call her Lady Qin. I think it's not that the Emperor won't give her a title.
Zhongfu, why does everyone seem to want me to grant them a formal status?
Lady Qin, this is Miss Feng, an ally of Prince Jing. Prince Jing was placed under house arrest due to poisoning charges. She's probably here to protest on his behalf. It's not that the Emperor doesn't want to. Clearly, Lady Qin doesn't want it.
Ah! You. If you do it again, I'll have your tongue ripped out.
Just a lowly person. I'll do this task for Prince Jing, then see how you, defiled, cast aside by His Majesty, will still dare to be so smug. Master Qin, I was in the wrong just now. I apologize to you. Qin Jianjian, what are you doing?
Such despicable drugging tricks. Did you really think I'd fall for them? I barely softened my heart and spared you just now once. Yet you insist on rushing to cause me trouble.
I didn't. How dare you? My father will never let you go.
Even Prince Jing bows. In my presence. What can your father do to help you? Since you claim you didn't drug me, then drink this cup of tea. Yourself.
So painful.
Guards. Throw her to Prince Jing's gate. Tell Prince Jing if he dares to appear before me again, or the Emperor will send him back to the border.
Let me go! Qin Jianjian, you can't do this to me! Qin Jianjian!
Master Qin, I apologize for my poor hospitality. This is from the south, a newly found glass cup, said to be made with ancient methods. Given to Master Qin as an apology.
It's actually a glass cup. Where did this come from?
This glass cup is from Haicheng, Shang Dao, produced by a family named Cao. It was brought here to see if it can get the title of Imperial tribute.
It seems. I need to go to Shang Dao.
That little cutie Qin Jianjian dares to threaten me, the prince. Immediately, take that woman outside to the mass grave to feed wild dogs. Then take my secret order to the military camp to mobilize the Xuanjia guards bestowed by my father. The sky in the Imperial city should change. Yes.
Your Majesty, I heard the scenery in Shang Dao is beautiful. I want to see it. What if in a month the bracelet isn't found? What should I do? Well, there's news now. I need to go to the Cao family to investigate.
Your request I never refuse. But this round trip will take at least 2 or 3 months. I'm at a loss.
I beg you, Your Majesty.
Then don't play around. I will personally go to catch you back.
Your Majesty, rest assured, I'm not so foolish as to disappear under the eyes of so many palace staff. And I don't believe Your Majesty has no backup plan.
Zhongfu.
Your servant is here.
Send more people to Xianghui Dao near the Cao family. Have the other secret guards keep a close eye on Qin Jianjian.
The next stop is Shang Dao. There are so many glass products here. Your Majesty, how did you come? I left the palace only 4 days ago. Could it be to call me back?
I've been on break these days, idle anyway, so I came out specifically to find my wife. Outside, you can call me husband. Since Jianjian left, I have frequent nightmares, and only seeing her calms me.
Husband? Husband can come to accompany me. I am very happy in my heart. Impossible to be happy. With your Majesty accompanying, how can I go to the Cow family to investigate the glass cup?
But I can only accompany my wife for a few days. Wife won't be angry with me, will you?
Husband, after all, you are an official. Court matters are more important.
Sir. My father knows of your arrival, sir, and has prepared a banquet waiting for you and this lady. A lowly palace maid is not worthy to call your Majesty husband.
Put away your petty thoughts. And also, call her wife.
I was presumptuous. I hope, sir, you won't hold a grudge.
Husband, how did you make sister cry? It seems this county magistrate's daughter is still a little white lotus in household struggle.
Sir, then I'll take my leave first.
Thinking of leaving just like that, it's not that easy. Think this is child's play?
Sir.
Finally, peace. Seeing her flirt with your Majesty is really annoying.
Jianjin, Zayn, don't bother with such people. Let's go back. As expected, you still care about me. Just now, wife was very impressive.
How can I compare to husband's skill? Without batting an eye, you captured a woman's heart. The Fengi County magistrate's daughter is clearly infatuated. Your Majesty's face is such a curse.
She's just after my power. To climb the social ladder.
I also have my eye on your Majesty's power. Hoping to attach myself to you, the true Dragon Emperor. I wonder what your Majesty's intentions are?
Then I am willing. Prince Jing can't hold back and musters the army. I must hurry back and have Zhangfu stay with you.
Your Majesty has been with me for several days. State affairs are important. Your Majesty is leaving, so I can quickly go to Shanghui Road.
So Jianjian, will you miss me?
I will miss your Majesty, and even after returning. If you could go back with me, how wonderful it would be.
Fine. Jianjin, hurry inside and don't catch a cold.
Your Majesty, be very careful on the road.
Last night the west wind withered the green trees. I alone ascended the high tower to look at you. It seems you have just had your soul stabilized and are still unsteady. I, the old Taoist, have some talismans that can ensure you have no worries.
A crazy Taoist dares to trick me, Master Qin. Hurry up and leave.
Old Taoist is not lying. These talismans are really effective. At worst, I'll sell them cheap.
Zhangfu, why are you panicking?
Master Qin, this old Taoist is talking nonsense. This servant.
Come with me.
Master Qin, don't do this.
Step back, you overstepping servant.
Yes, Master Qin.
Speak up. What does soul stabilization mean?
On you, there's the scent of soul-stabilizing incense. Clearly your soul is unstable, just stabilized. This incense ash, carry it for a full month, and your soul won't leave your body. My talismans can speed up the stabilization of your soul. Noble one, do you want?
This is calming. Remember to carry it close to you. Jianjian, it's okay. You just had a nightmare. The dream is all fake. You've woken up. 1 month is the deadline. After a month, I will help you find everything you want.
He's been lying to me all along. The bracelet isn't unfound. It's clearly that he doesn't want to give it to me. In that case, then I will find another way back.
Noble one, are you okay?
If you want to live, hurry out through the window. Zhongfu. Now pack your bags and go to Shanghui Road.
Yes.
I wonder, what are your orders for coming to the Cao family, Master Qin?
I'm just curious. About who invented the method for making glass cups. I want to meet him.
Master Qin, this firing method was left by our ancestors. It was my great-grandfather who left it.
So he's already dead? Does he have any other relics?
Oh, great-grandfather left a room. His will during his lifetime was that we should not touch anything in the room. So, passed down through generations, it hasn't changed.
Now immediately, take me there.
Follow me.
Don't come in and disturb me.
Yes. Have people surround this room.
My name is Cao Shu, come from the 20th century. I haven't found a way back. Behind the bookshelf, there's a passage leading to the outskirts. In the secret passage are time travel books I found over the years. If needed, take them. Good luck.
Since I can't get the bracelet, even if I can't return, it's better than being trapped in the palace for life.
My Lord Qin lunchtime has arrived. You may eat first, then come back later. My Lord Qin, my Lord Qin. Hurry and inform the Emperor.
Say it again to Genshi's gone missing?
Your Majesty, this servant has searched the room top to bottom. We found a secret passage, but 3 hours have passed since she disappeared, and I truly could not find a single trace of my Lord Qin anywhere.
Issue a search order. But don't harm her in any way.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I left in such a hurry. The tunnel only had books. No money, not even jewelry. I wonder how long this money will last. Have they already searched this far? Better not go into town again for now. Wait a few more days. And the Emperor should no longer remember me.
Qin Jianjian, most wanted by the court, fled the palace. That was Qin Jianjian. Qin Kanjian, finally, I've waited for my chance. You made me lose my heart blood, left me severely weakened. I will never forgive you.
Your Majesty, please have some tea.
How dare you wear her clothes?
Mercy, Your Majesty, mercy!
Your Majesty, it was all this old servant's fault.
Dog slave, how bold you are. Are you trying to replace your my Lady Qin?
This servant dares not. I only saw that Your Majesty misses my Lord Qin so deeply that I committed this foolish act. Your Majesty's mood gets worse each day. Even I feel pained seeing it.
There is only one Qin Jianjian in this world, and in this palace there shall be only one my Lord Qin. Foolish slave, you remember this clearly.
Yes, I understand.
Your Majesty, we have news of my Lord Qin. She's in Gu County, Hebei Circuit. A woman named Shu Yuan has spotted my Lord Qin.
Don't act rashly yet. Zhongfu, Take a few men and head there immediately. I'll follow shortly.
Yes, sir.
This is the place, Master Supervisor?
Never thought sparing your life back then would actually prove useful. However, if that person isn't really my Lord Qin, you'll be deceiving me, deceiving the Emperor.
I would never dare. This maid swears she saw my Lord Qin inside. I saw it as clearly as day. Qin Jianjian, just wait to be dragged back to prison and tortured to death.
My Lord Qin, this servant has finally found you.
Qin Jianjian, aren't you wanted? Why does Zhongfu still treat her with such respect?
Pretend you never saw me. Would that be better?
The Emperor arrives soon. My Lord Qin, please return to the palace.
How did you find me?
It was Shi Yuan who discovered your whereabouts.
I spared you multiple times before. Why is it you, such a kind soul, are so cold-hearted toward me alone?
Jianjian, pardon me once more. Don't you remember I saved you before?
I rescued you from the brothel. That should have repaid your debt. Last time you poisoned me, I forgave you. What more do you want, guards? Beat her to death on the spot.
Jianjian?
Guards, drag her away and execute her.
Jianjian?
Jianjian. Come here. Return to the palace.
Prepare the carriage. We're returning.
So you've come back after all.
Come, let me take your pulse.
Your Majesty, my Lord Qin has been overworked lately. You're somewhat depleted in vitality. You should take some tonic herbs to replenish yourself.
Overexertion. Being out there, enduring so much hardship. Are you still happy?
Of course I'm happy. Very content indeed. I wish to never be found by your Majesty again.
I remember before you left the palace, I told you, if you don't return, I will come and find you myself. It seems you did not take my words to heart.
Where is the bracelet? Give me the bracelet.
Have I been unkind to you? Why do you always want to leave me?
No. You know clearly I'm from another realm, and you know I need that bracelet to return. Why did you deceive me? Saying you'd give it back to me only because you wanted to wait until my soul stabilized, so I'd be trapped here forever, unable to return.
Yes, precisely because I knew. I tell you now, never dream of finding the bracelet. Never dream of leaving my side.
What are you doing?
Jianjian, be good. Don't make me angry anymore. Otherwise, you won't even be able to leave the palace. You won't even get out of the Hall of Mental Cultivation.
I don't want to stay here. Lives are treated like grass. Everywhere there's scheming. Each day I spend here, every single day, I fear that I might die in this place. I beg you, let me go. I don't love you. Why force it?
No, you love me. Shen Hefeng deceived you, I deceived you. Yet all you want is to flee from me. Jianjian, dare you say your feelings are completely gone? You just can't see through your own heart. It doesn't matter. I'll keep you locked in the Hall of Mental Cultivation. Stay with you until you finally understand.
You're insane.
Yes, I am mad. Since the moment you left my side, I've gone mad.
Your Highness, the Empress Dowager had a message delivered.
The Empress Dowager sent word. Zhao Feiqi and Qin Jianjian have broken ties. Qin Jianjian will leave the palace in 1 month. At that time, Zhao Feiqi's attention will surely be on Qin Jianjian entirely. The guards will slacken. Then will be our best chance to act.
Congratulations, Your Highness. Your great cause nears success.
In 1 month, I shall become the Emperor of Chenqi.
I begged the abbot to extend someone's life, to bring her back. Even if it costs me my life, I'd give it gladly.
The person your majesty seeks is already dead. This old monk is powerless.
Is it not said that you are a living Buddha? If you are divine, why can't you save my Jianjian?
Your majesty, in this life you two have no more fate. Pray for the next life. Nourish this object with your heart's blood. In the next life, it will bring the one you long for back to your side.
Truly?
There's a saying, if you believe it exists, if you don't, it doesn't. Everything depends on your majesty, entirely up to you.
I believe. In this life, I've already lost Jianjian forever. Then I shall go to the next life to wait for her. Jianjian, I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have forced you bowl after bowl to drink Honghua, ruining your body completely. I should admit your request to leave the palace, and then broke my word. Should never have finally driven you to death.
Amitabha, all are deluded souls.
Jade bracelet. I must see it with my own eyes. If there is a next life, I will surely learn how to love you properly.
Zhao Feiqi, don't.
Jianjin, I'm here.
How could you be so foolish? That monk told you to use heart's blood to nourish and you did it? What if he was lying to you?
Jianjian, you dreamed of your past life.
Does it hurt here?
Jianjian, I know I was wrong. From now on, I won't deceive you again. No matter what you want to do, where you want to go, I'll comply with you. I only beg you to stay.
Zhao Feiqi, the past life events are over. But in this life, the repeated schemes, I can't let go easily.
Zhongfu, go get the bracelet.
Zhao Feiqi. I hope we never meet again.
Jianjin, may you from now on be safe and happy.
Your Majesty, Prince Jing has rebelled.
The rat has finally come out of its hole.
Your Majesty knew long ago that Prince Jing would rebel.
Prince Jing gathered the army for a long time, only waiting for an opportunity. And today, the palace guards were mostly withdrawn. How could he miss this opportunity?
Prince Jing could get this news. And it must be because the Empress Dowager tipped him off. Then he and the Empress Dowager will collaborate from inside and out. You?
Jianjian, don't worry. I'll send you first to a safe place.
Leave the Empress Dowager to me. Prince Jing is bound to use all his men to deal with you. The Empress Dowager's side won't have many people left. You focus on defending against the enemy.
Then I'll leave it to you, dear.
Your Majesty, are you going to join Prince Jing?
Xinjianjian. If I had known today, when you entered the palace, I should have killed you.
In this harem, the most dreaded thing is mercy. This is what you taught me. Your Majesty, why aren't you speaking?
This shouldn't be. I am the Empress Dowager. You can't kill me.
Go!
Zhao Feiqi, this throne originally belonged to me. If you abdicate obediently, I can spare your life.
Spare my life? Prince Jing, have you forgotten? When I first ascended the throne, you knelt on the ground begging for mercy?
Fine, then let me see if there's anyone by your side.
Who says he has no one by his side? Take a good look at who this is.
Mother.
Thanks to you, His Majesty, at her end, still has to suffer such torment. Can you be at ease? Your Majesty, you'd better say something, or I'll cut out your tongue.
Son, save me. I am your mother.
Isn't she also your mother? Zhao Feiqi, you disregard human ethics. This is your biological mother.
So what? She wants my life. Why can't I touch her? If you surrender now, she might live. You should think carefully.
My son, save me quickly. This rebellion is doomed to fail. Save me. I am your mother. Save me.
Mother, you can understand me, right? I really want to succeed once. Please forgive me. For the last time.
No, no, no.
Attack!
Attack!
Zhao Feiqi, so you knew all along that I would rebel tonight. So, you moved the guards away, right?
Of course. Keeping you is always a threat. I have to clear all threats for the future crown prince.
But the edict left by father clearly passed the throne to me. It was you who stole my country.
Zhao Feiqi.
I won? From now on, I am the Emperor of Chenji.
Doctor! Quick, call the doctor.
Jianjian. Stop looking. It pierced the heart. My time is running out.
No way.
This is the retribution for deceiving you. Actually, all along, I could hear your thoughts. Actually, all along, I could hear your thoughts. I know you want to go back. In the end, this life was still ruined by me.
Don't die. I won't go back. I just want to stay by your side.
Don't cry. I figured out your past and present, but in the end, there was still no good outcome.
Zhao Feiqi. You were right. I've loved you all along. It was me who pushed you away. If I am to go back eventually, then what will you do? That's why I dared not admit I love you. It was me who ruined everything. It was me.
I know. You just don't like it here. If there is an afterlife, I'll come find you. Is that okay?
Okay. No. No. Zhao Feishi. You lied to me again. You promised to come find me.
This time, I'm not lying.
Zhao Feishi.
No more. We won't be separated again.
Then can you still hear my thoughts?
I can't hear them anymore. Probably, I have no regrets in this life.